Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video, and yes, we have more salt for you today in regards to more Xbox shenanigans and more wording that has been spread by the gospel under Phil Spencer himself. The Xbox fanboys not having it, trying to come to terms still with the reality of their ecosystem. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what we're going to do is go over a lot of examples here. Again, these are actual posts. These are not made up. These are not doctored. Those that like to say this isn't salt-inducing, those that like to say that this isn't anything of that nature, or that I'm just hating to hate, or we're just sitting there trying to make fun of folks for no reason. No, I'm not the one making these folks make these posts or create these posts or this delusion. So, that being said, let's start with our first one here. You want to talk about delusion. Everything that Phil's been stating, and we'll get to in a bit here, has been making people go crazy and spin that delusional narrative. The first one here from ADS Nero. Now, ADS Nero, real simple. Redfall greater than Rise of Ronin. I just want to know what game Redfall would actually be better than. It might be better than a game, you might want to look it up, called Unturned. You might want to say it's better than... God, trying to think of something that abysmal that it would be better than. This slop fest, this rushed out game, this... you name it. And you're going to compare it to Rise of the Ronin? A game that is not going to probably be a Game of the Year candidate, but it's still a very well-made game, and a lot of folks out there really enjoying it. We all remember Days Gone. But yeah, I wish I had more examples off the top of my head, folks. I know you out there could probably comment down below what games Redfall might be actually better than. It's going to be a pretty low bar, so it shouldn't be too hard. I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself not coming up with more off the top of my head right now, but just wanted to share that right off the bat, just to kind of break that palette there. Let's go to the next one. Now, what's really got them in a tizzy here is Chris Dring at GDC Xbox in Europe is flatlining, he says. He's from Gaming Industry Biz, right? One major third-party company, he states, who released a big game last year said, I don't know why we bothered supporting it. That's huge. We are putting a lot of effort creating Series SX versions when market for us is PC and PS5, which is true. That's true statements. It's crazy. So Jez and Colt have to follow at the bottom, as you can see here. Weird that major third parties that release big games keep releasing their big games on Xbox. So weird. So very weird. First of all, if we could throw some commas in there, that would help enunciate a little bit better, so you know you're typing this all in a tizzy. In a sense of distress here, Jez. Because you're trying to make sense of this, even though you know you work for Windows Central, you know what's going on. I know you have to be hearing these things. So keep holding that line. Colt Eastwood right below there. A major multi-platform publisher isn't going to complain about Xbox sales in EU when they are selling their games worldwide. It doesn't add up. The only major publisher games that skip Xbox are under exclusivity contract. Okay, that's not entirely true here, Colt. First of all, my chair is shrinking like it wants me to be the same height as Gaz for some reason. The only major publisher games that skip Xbox are under exclusivity contract. That is just not true. Again, a sense of delusion, a sense of whatever you want to make it out to be. You know, Europe is a big deal. It's a huge market still for Xbox. I mean, obviously the US is being the biggest market for them, but Europe, EU is second. This is not to be taken lightly. They always throw that out like because it's not the US of A, that it doesn't matter. No, it matters because you want your brand to be recognized and successful worldwide. The more successful you are, the more money you make as a business. It's not that hard of a concept to understand, you guys. You both should know this. This is embarrassing. We're going to get to you in a little bit again, Colt, so hang tight with me, buddy. As a matter of fact, let's just do another one. We have 3 examples from Colt today. I almost forgot about this one. So this almost reminds me of a Snap Blast Play post. We'll get to that in a moment as well. But Xbox 2024 hype. Green highlights it all. ABK plus Xbox update. Entire Gen 7 Call of Duty catalog only on Xbox and PC. Okay, cool. I love playing old gen Call of Duty games. That's the main reason why I buy current gen consoles. Xbox handheld announcement, question mark? Because that rumor's been floating around. We'll see. We'll see. I think that'd be the smartest thing that Xbox would ever do, because if you're losing in the actual hardware console space, might as well shoot your shot on the handheld side if you're going to ask me about it. Even though we have Steam Deck and ROG Ally and all these other examples, and the Switch 2 coming out here by next year. But shoot your shot. Avowed, Indiana Jones, and Stalker, which Stalker's going to be coming to other platforms as well as probably most of the slate of Xbox now that we're talking about it. But I just, there's no hype under Avowed. Maybe Indiana Jones for those indie fans out there. It didn't do anything to blow me away when it was shown on the trailer and a little bit of gameplay. New haptics controller. So something you could get already via PlayStation 5 DualSense, but yes, cool, maybe, right, if that happens. Square Enix on Xbox. They have been. They just pick and choose their games. I don't know how that's a win, but I mean, you get Final Fantasy XIV, that is a win. That game's flipping amazing. So I really can't complain there, other than the fact that you just, I mean, great, good job. Something that's been available again on PC and PlayStation for some time now, since the PS3, but okay. Xbox Showcase 2024, why? So you can be brought up to be let down to show what games may potentially go to other platforms. That's something to look forward to. And then Gears returns. In what format? Does it return as in going to other platforms? Is that what you mean too? You don't know. We don't know. We don't know. It's up in the air, man. Then we get good old a fan, an Xbox fan, Matthias Lima. Colt, I lost all the excitement I had for Xbox with the third-party thing announcement. I know that the industry is changing across the board, but I feel like the promise was to take the lead in the console business by having exclusives to Xbox and PC. Very true. Very, I understand completely. Absolutely. Xbox cultist Colt Eastwood. Xbox promised to take the lead with the world-class studios and games. No, they wanted to do more than that. So let's not gloss over it. All right? Let's not gloss over it. Again, we're in damage control mode. Here's all the hype. Somebody brings it back down to reality here. Nah, that's not what they meant. Be happy for this and this. This is what they meant. The guy is a complete shill, and it's absolutely absurd. Everything out of this guy's mouth, whether it's in text or actual mouth on the podcast and whatever else the case may be, right? So hang on to that thought. We'll get back to Colt here. But let's take a quick break over to the catfish, Andrea Piccinini, a.k.a. Joseph Cruz, a.k.a. all that good stuff. Pretty graphics alone doesn't mean anything if your RPG is boring. A bunch of crying emojis stating Dragon's Dogma 2 versus Horizon Forbidden West. Yes, a brand new game that has been on waited on bated breath for a lot of Dragon's Dogma fans and newcomers alike, but let's compare it to a game that has been out for a couple years already on another platform in the first place, where I'm sure a lot of PC folks have also played it and wanted to try it again versus absolute new players. You're not going to get the same turnaround. I love the narrative. I love the way you're spinning it. The salt, you have to try and find a W somewhere because you're not going to find much W's left. You're going to be digging through the trenches here soon enough. I just the way things are going. Just the way things are going. So you love to see it. You love to see the narrative. It's crazy. It's crazy, folks. Let's continue on to Nico here. Now, Nico thought he had something in his back pocket. This is what happens when you don't do enough research here. Nico, play games to earn money only on Xbox. With a sigh emoji, so to speak. Now, he's talking about Xbox rewards, right? It is a great program. You do get a lot of points. You get a lot of points doing a bunch of different things. It's actually pretty well done. I will give it that. I'm not going to take anything away from that. Now, what he doesn't understand is that what PlayStation Stars offers. PlayStation Stars offers really similar feats there. You either get coins to spend on gift cards or games, PlayStation Network, you know, gift cards, PSN Store gift cards, that stuff. If you play certain games, if you buy certain games, you get a bonus. Any game that you do buy or any sort of media through the PlayStation Store that you do buy, whether it's movies, whether it's any other sort of content that you're purchasing through that store, you get points and coins to transition over into those rewards. You also get extra bonuses for you know, if you do buy certain, like I said, buy certain games per month, if you play certain games through PS Plus Essential, or even if you have PS Plus Extra Premium, you play certain games through there, you're getting an extra boost of 50 coins or more. It all just kind of depends. And of course, you get those digital trophies, which is cool to show off in your trophy case, which is an added niche thing, which I think is actually pretty cool. If you're a fan of gaming and you're a fan of those games and stuff, and you're a fan of collecting in general, digital or not, I think it's pretty cool. This isn't some sort of NFT deal. It's pretty cool. But he had no idea. He got kind of raked over the coals because he thought this was an Xbox only thing and that the PlayStation Store and Stars thing was not that great. It's not on the level, and I'll be honest, it's not on the level of Microsoft Rewards, but to sit there and say, play games to earn money only on Xbox, that's completely untrue. And again, trying to dig and find that win, you didn't find it. PlayStation Stars is a legit thing, man. So sorry to say, sorry to burst that bubble. Snap Blast Play, like I mentioned earlier, here we go. Time for a truth bomb that a lot of people are not ready for. Xbox is a much better than the PS5 in every way. Price, power, services, subscriptions, community, and games. Well, as you can see, as we have all these salty batch files, the community isn't that great. We already have examples today in this video alone. So that's a loss. The games that are available everywhere and going to continue to be available on more platforms as time goes on. Okay, you don't have much to stand on. Now, if we're talking exclusives, you might have had something to stand on there. That's not the case. Subscriptions. Game Pass still has a little bit of an edge when it comes to PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium for sure, because of day and date in a way. But PS Plus Extra and Premium have a lot of value and actually has been calculated to have more value if you're looking at a cost percentage per game and stuff like that. Kind of crazy. Look up the data if you want, or if you want a video on that, definitely let me know. Would love to do something like that if I can get all that together, of course, which I should be able to. But so that's another point. Let's see, power. Okay, what did the power do for you? Absolutely nothing. Mark Cerny, the genius architect, has been able to squeeze out better power, better sustainability, better resolutions, better frame rate consistency, you name it, under an underpowered system. So that's actually quite embarrassing. He does these types of posts a lot, but they're just giant L's every time he does it. If he did something that was was legitly true, by all means, do what you want, say what you want. But when it's misinformation, that's what makes you look like a fool. Simple as that. And then, of course, you know, price. Are we talking about the Series S? You want to compare the Series S price to a PS4 digital? I'll take the digital any day, every day, because you're getting more out of that bundle there as opposed to a Series S that's a potato and doesn't have a lot of features, has now been dropping the parity clause across the board compared to the Series S and X. That's a problem. So technically the PS5 is cheaper than the Series X if you want to go there and talk about value and balancing. We're now getting bundles with the PlayStation 5 consoles, with God of War, with Spider-Man, you name it. There's tons of value there, so actually you're wrong there too. Then he goes on to state, the PS5 has a few good games, that's it. Everything else is worse. It's not even enough anymore. It's not enough that we're on the heels of Nintendo Switch, that we've passed Nintendo Switch. When I say we, I mean PlayStation, of course, in that context. They've even surpassed the Switch sometimes. And that has not happened with the Xbox console or hardware. Not this generation, not last generation, nothing like that. So again, nothing but misinformation through the entire post. Kind of funny to call out and see there. But let's wrap this up with the final post from Colt Eastwood. He has not had a good time these last few weeks, or all of 2024, really. Now, we have a gentleman that happened to just kind of poke light at the fun of the fact that if you are aware, in context speaking, you'll see this picture here. Now, he put his partner's face on this picture, joking around. The original, you know, to kind of cover up the original, because everybody kind of made fun of how the original character kind of looked. They were messing around like, they're not that cute and all this stuff, and you name it, they've said some pretty bad things, right? So he puts it on there and just kind of jokes around. Well, Colt Eastwood, in a since deleted tweet, but this is a legit tweet, those in glass houses. Oh my gosh, this guy was raked over the coals before he deleted it. He deleted the tweet, and then he comes back later and makes it so you cannot reply to this, and states, I reacted in anger yesterday, and it was in really horrible taste and inexcusable. I have apologized and worked it out with them. I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Won't happen again. Now, as much as I do appreciate the apology, but the fact that he doesn't own up to anything else, he blocks anybody and everybody under the sun for no reason whatsoever, but he's going to go ahead and do that. And then we're supposed to take his word that he truly is sorry and that it won't happen again. He's made countless tasteless posts all the time. When devs were first announced that they were laid off across en masse, he made a classless post there. I can share that another time. But it was just awful. It's consistently, he's reacting in anger. This is pure salt in its purest form, folks. He acted out of anger, something innocent. And as you can see, what happened with his partner there, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And it wasn't bad taste for him to do that, right? Again, it circles around to he reacted in anger. So you know the state of Xbox in general. And it's just driving them insane. There comes a time where you have to separate yourself from the business, from the product. And when you don't do that, because he's so tied, as you can check my previous videos, he's so tied to Phil Spencer himself. They're playing Fallout 76 together. He's being flown down for early access stuff on Redfall, lied about Redfall. I have that in previous videos as well. What he said, when he said it, why he said it. He's just a consistent shill. You can't take anything this guy says seriously, and he is such a diehard that he cannot separate fact from reality. He just can't do it. It's the delusion and the mental gymnastics in his head. He comes out, he states that he's a PC guy, that he mostly plays Xbox games and other games on PC, but then he comes out, if you are and you moved on and you're just all about the games, you wouldn't have reacted like that. So again, you've shown your hand. You're a fraud, you're a fake, you're a shill. The entire, and I hate to say this because I don't want to, but the online, it's not you guys out there. If you're seeing this, or you're just an Xbox fan, you enjoy the games, good for you. That's fantastic. I want you to enjoy those games. But when it comes to that circle and social media, they are all the same. They cannot separate the facts and misinformation from reality. They can't do it. And here is a prime example of that stuff. It's not healthy. It's not mentally, okay to go forward like that. They have a following, they have followers, and they sit there and lie all the time. Folks look up to you as a content creator. The more you get, the higher you get, all this stuff. You have to be super careful. It sucks. I get it's frustrating. But again, you have to separate the business and the product from yourself, for your own mental sanity, and for everything else in between. You have to knock it off. You can still create content. You can still say certain things. You can still have a great relationship with Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg themselves and whoever else, Sarah Bond, whoever you want to. But there also comes a time where you have to be honest. Sad to see. But this is the purest form of salt, and this should wrap up exactly how 2024 has gone for the Xbox fanboys so far. Sad to see. But that being said, we'll stop the video here, end everything there. And of course, if you made it this far, thank you so much for all your support as usual. At this point in time, we are at 1,241 subs out of that 2,000 sub goal. So you guys are all amazing. I cannot honestly thank you enough. So before I ramble on and on and on, I just appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I would not be able to continue to do this without your support and that drive. So thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be sure to leave a like, comment, helping out that algorithm. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. And just remember, don't be a salty batch. Take care.